This is my story of how I found out that I am legally blind. January 7th, 2020 was definitely a day that changed my life. I woke up, I believe it was a Monday morning, and I had talked to my mom previously about getting my eyes checked because I didn't have the best eyesight, and I got prescription glasses like when I was 14, and I wanted to kind of just renew that prescription and hopefully get contacts because I didn't want to wear glasses all the time. So we went in, and the doctor called me in, and he did some testing. The doctor dilated my eyes, and we went into this dark room, and he started doing like the cover your one eye and look at the chart and then cover this eye. And I did that, and he wasn't seeing what he wanted to see. So that kind of concerned me. I was kind of like, what's going on? He kept leaving the room and coming back and leaving the room and coming back. And finally he said, I need you to come with me. And he took me to this special machine that took a picture of my eye. He sent me back to the room that I was previously in, and he went to go talk to my mom. He brought my mom back and said, I'm not seeing what I want to see here. And he showed her the pictures that he took on the machine, and he said that I am diagnosing you with something called Stargardt's disease, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically an eye disease that over time a black circle will appear in your center vision, and it is progressive, so it can get bigger and bigger and bigger until you literally go blind. And when he was explaining all of this to my mom, my heart just sank, and I just remember being so scared, and I had no idea what my future looked like. I had no idea what, was my eyesight going to change in a month or 2 months or a year? I didn't know, and I was extremely scared and stressed out, and it was definitely not the doctor's visit that I thought it was going to be. I ended up spending 2 hours in that doctor's office, and he finally, when he dismissed us, he referred me to a retinal specialist near me, and which is a blessing that there was one so close. That appointment was set up for 3 weeks later. I got in the car and I just cried. I was so scared, and I didn't know what to think, and I didn't know what to do. I really felt hopeless. So in that 3-week period I've never prayed so much in my life. The diagnosis that he gave me was life-changing, and I didn't know how to take it. I didn't really know how to receive that. So it was a lot of prayer and just thinking through things. 3 weeks passed, and the night before my retinal specialist appointment, I prayed to God that he would somehow change the diagnosis. I didn't know how. I was at the end of my rope and just asking God to do a miracle. And I just prayed, God, if there is any way that you can change the diagnosis, please do this if it is for your will and for your glory. And I just left it at that. I sacrificed everything, and I just laid it all down and said, God, just take my life and do with it what you want. So I go in the next morning, and I'm sitting in the doctor's office again. So I finally got called back, and this guy had me do some tests, and he took some pictures and dilated my eyes again. And that took about half an hour, I would say, and then I waited for probably about an hour more after that, to see the actual doctor. I was the last one in that office. Everyone else had left. Even some of the employees have, gone to lunch and everything, and this doctor is still looking at my results and everything. So as I'm waiting there in the chair, I remember again just being like, God, somehow can you change this? And just praying and thinking. And at this point, the doctor's visit was to confirm the diagnosis and to do further testing to make sure that it was what the other doctor said. So the doctor came in, and we were kind of just anxiously waiting to see what he would say. And he came in, and I still remember he said, "You 100% do not have Stargardt's disease." I immediately started crying. Just emotions were so high with everything, and I just felt a weight come off of me, and all I could do was thank God. He answered my prayer and went above and beyond what I thought would ever happen. When he was talking with me about the results, he did diagnose me with a disease called cone dystrophy. What that is you have cones and rods in your eyes, and the cones in my eyes are either dying or have died. What that, I guess, looks like physically, basically my center vision is just blurry. I've done 2 tests on my peripheral vision, and it's 20/20, so I don't have any trouble with my peripheral vision. It is just my center vision. Some of the things that comes with is trouble reading far away or close up. When I read, because my center vision just is really bad, I actually have to read above the word, which is basically using my peripheral vision, which kind of sounds weird, and you're probably like, how on earth do you do that? I honestly have just adjusted because I have not known anything else in my life, so by the grace of God I've been able to just do that really well and adjust. But because I have to read above the word, it just takes longer, and over time one of the biggest insecurities I've had is public reading, and I just hate it. Because of that, I can't do it as well as others, and I can't read as fast as others. I'm afraid of stumbling over words, and it's just, I really hate doing that because of that. Reading is a big thing. Just looking around, I think when people hear legally blind, they're like, oh, how many fingers am I holding up? Or like, you think like your whole vision is black, or I don't know, kind of stuff like that. But that's not true, at least for me. I can see everything fine. It's just my center vision is more blurry. And it's not like, one singular, like, round spot that's a blur. It's kind of just gradual. So, I don't have any caving in or of any type or blackness in my vision at all. So that's great. But I feel like that's maybe a common misconception that I kind of want to clear up. So when he explained to me that I have cone dystrophy, another thing he said was that it is genetic. So because I'm adopted, I don't know any of my family. So I don't know where this came from. It could have been from my parents, could have been from my grandparents. He did say usually it skips a generation. So if I had children, my children wouldn't get it, but maybe theirs would, because he said that's more common than a child getting it directly from their parent. It's usually from their grandparents. So I don't know anything about my family, so I'm just assuming that one of them had it. I spent 4 hours in that doctor's office. Lots of tears, lots of emotions. He finally was able to direct me and schedule me with a low vision specialist, and that would help me get more information on this and what the next steps are for me that I can do to help my eyesight, and that includes glasses and driving and all of that stuff. It was about a few weeks or a month or so that he scheduled that for. So the few weeks or the month, I honestly don't remember, that passed, and I met with the low vision specialist, and he was able to do some more testing. A big chunk of this was to figure out how I can drive. It is possible for legally blind people to drive. The company and the organization I worked with was so good. I am so blessed to have all the resources to have participated in that and to get whatever I needed. The next step was to focus on driving. What that came with was doing bioptic training. Categorized as a bioptic driver, what that means is you have to wear special glasses when you drive. You can't just wear, like your normal prescription glasses. It is a pair of glasses with they call it a telescope, but it's a thing about that big, and it sits on the rim of your glasses, and you can look through it with your one eye, and it will magnify things. It is a little difficult to use and get used to. I have gotten pretty used to it, but it's still like, whoa, that's, it's an adjustment for sure. When I first saw them, they're not the most stylish things, I'm not gonna lie to you. It doesn't look good. But I would rather see and not kill somebody in the car than look fashionable. So I kind of just have to get over that initial insecurity. I was able to get training. There were a lot of different steps for all of this. So the first one was bioptic training. After that, then you are referred to getting a driving instructor, and then you have to do training as well as, study for your permit test and all that. So all this to say, I don't know if my eyesight will get worse or if it'll, stay the way it is, which is totally livable. It is an adjustment with some things. Reading is the biggest part, for sure. And just focusing on specific objects. And it's really hard to explain what I see, so I'm sorry if I'm not doing that very well, but I want to encourage you guys, like, God did a miracle. He changed that diagnosis, and He has a plan, and I know that He does, and I don't know why He has put this in my life. I don't know what I'm benefiting from this. I honestly don't. It really is inconvenient sometimes to have this. God knows what I feel. God knows my doubts. God knows what I stress about. God knows my struggles with this. He knows everything. And if you just trust in Him, He will guide you on the right path. And He has blessed me so much, more than I can ever ask for. I'm overwhelmed with what God has done in my life with this and how He's used it, and I hope that this video can encourage you to trust in God with anything, and that He still does miracles 100%. And I just really want to encourage you that He is alive and He is working. If you're not a believer, just open yourself up, and God will do amazing things through you. And especially in these times, I feel like we are so broken. Just trust in Him. Just have faith, and ask for help. It's okay to ask for help, and prayer is a very powerful thing. Sorry, I don't mean to get all preachy and everything, but I just do want to let you know that God is doing a work, and I'm very blessed by all that He's done in my life. And even though I don't have some of the answers to the questions I have, like why do I have this, or just other things in my life, I know that He has a plan, and it's all part of the plan. and it's all part of the beautiful story that he's writing for you. I currently am fine. I am able to do every daily task that I need to get done. Some things are harder, but I have adapted very well and I know how to push through. A lot of people I tell this to have no idea or couldn't tell that I'm legally blind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, prayer is powerful. Remember to be happy, and I will catch you guys.